At what point do you kind of switch off the runner or someone who's just running in the Boston Marathon and become a journalist, or is it something that you never switch off?
Well, I think as soon as the police, I mean, as soon as, I guess as soon as I saw the police coming down Hereford Street
Hmm.
and telling all the runners to turn back, I mean, I think right away I just turned the switch back to from recreational runner to journalist. I mean, I was working right away, and as soon as the police officer told me that some bombs had gone off at the finish line, I mean, I was in complete work mode.
Are you able to be a journalist but also maintain your humanity in a situation like that?
Yes, I mean you have to, and it's something I'm very grateful that just sort of kicked in naturally. Maybe it's a product of my just being a very experienced reporter. Was covered a lot of situations, and being, I hope, a compassionate person.
Hmm.
So, you know, often journalists are in situations like this where terrible things are happening and the deadline is really coming down on you. And yet the situation calls for you to be extremely empathetic to the people you're interviewing. And, you know, you can never take a shortcut on that at all. I mean, obviously, you can't uh, get yourself in a situation where you're going to talk to someone for 3 or 4 hours and not meet your deadline. But you can never shortcut showing people empathy and understanding for what they're going through.
Do you think that that has impacted your journalism since 2013, since that day? Has it changed the way you report?
No, I don't think it's changed the way I report. I mean, I'm sort of uh, I'm glad to know that I had those instincts that just kicked in from all my years of reporting, and also my experiences reporting on people who've been traumatized. You know, that was not a new experience for me,
Mm.
and so I'm just happy that my that a lot of really healthy instincts just kicked in. And like I say, I think it's because I just, was a very experienced reporter. I covered people. I spent a lot of time talking to people, interviewing people who had
Mhm.
been traumatized in one way or another. So,
Were you traumatized by it? I know you were reporting and you were an empathetic and compassionate reporter, but has the experience kind of changed you as a person, not as a journalist?
well, the funny thing is, Boston always comes together on Marathon Day. I mean, it's just always a day when you see the best in people. And on this particular day, it was a day of profound tragedy for many people. But also, you saw Boston as a city react instantaneously with efficiency and with compassion and with mutual support. And it was pretty incredible. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so it really kind of inspired me. And, the following year, 2014, was kind of a take back the marathon event. And I did not train that year, but I ran it anyway because I just wanted to be a part of it. And it was really a powerful experience because everyone in the marathon and all the people watching the marathon were remembering the bombing and talking about the bombing of a year before. And the feeling was, nothing can stop our positive spirit. Nothing can stop our way of life. No one will ever forget the victims from that day, and no one ever will.
Hmm.
And I think all of us, if we're changed, we're more alert. But in a way, I hope we're not changed that much because when we do change, then the terrorists have won. When we alter our way of life because of terrorist attacks, then the terrorists have won. So I like to think, aside from maybe a little extra alertness and a resolve to never forget the victims of that day, that our way of life goes on as before.